The sector was one of the worst hit industries by the COVID-19 pandemic. The players in this arena were forced to innovate and figure out how to stay afloat. This is the story of Hannah Muthoni of Hannah's Kitchen on this week's episode of The Adventurer. This is Hannah Muthoni's kitchen. Her ingredients are all set for her to bring out a delicacy. Familiar as it may look, this is far from what you will get to see.
Pre-COVID, I would do birthdays, events, graduations, parties, and at that time I was still transitioning and building my capacity as a caterer. So I was depending on these small-scale events. So COVID hit and all those were gone. So I had to innovate and think of a product or a way that I could keep Hannah's Kitchen going.
Muthoni opted to try out a money-making venture to keep her afloat.
That's how samosas began. I thought Kenyans love samosas. I personally do love samosas. I'd get into a restaurant and just order samosa, So I thought samosas are easy, they are likable and they're cost-friendly.
She has mastered the art of samosas to a point of creating a better and faster way of making these snacks.
By standard, the pockets are made either by folding the dough over each other, maybe with a layer of oil or flour, and then rolling out all of it and then just putting it over a pan and then unraveling the pieces one at a time. But I realized, as many Kenyans, I'm not good at it. I'll unravel and they will tear and I'll have, wastage. I'll have, my dough just sticking that I'm not able to do it. So I developed a recipe that's short, precise, and gives me maximum yield.
In fact, under the samosa banner, a huge demand from her are the pre-cooked samosas.
We are times that, maybe not everyone has time to get into the kitchen and whip up a whole meal. So, the clientele really love the aspect of it being convenient, that they will just take from me, store it up in the fridge, and use it in a couple of few days, and they will prepare it at their own convenience.
Kenyans do love snacks, and right now I'm just getting ready to get into the kitchen and become a certified samosa maker. So without wasting much time, I will go straight into this space. These are already pre-made samosas in the structure that it is, and I'll do the honors just to place it very carefully into the oil. And this is what the sector needs, the food sector. We understand it was hit by COVID-19. It needs rejuvenation, like these samosas. And that is what the likes of Hannah are doing, innovating around the hospitality products to make sure that the industry still remains sustainable.
And now it's time to seal my pack, which is going to put that over. I usually make trips to town almost every other day to do deliveries.
A target market is Nairobi workers.
In Nairobi, there's so many people who work in the CBD, and one thing they're not able to get affordable and nutritious and good food around CBD at an affordable price.
Eating in the restaurant in town, for the cheapest food, good food, like not just food, good food you can get, it is around 400 plus. But when you get food from her, it is a little bit cheaper, but the same quality. So when you talk about quality and price, I have to consider her, because pale nitaenda nikae kwanza, niitishe, niletewe, it might be the same quality, but also nitakuwa lose time na pia nitalipa more. But when naitisha kutoka kwake, it is chap and also the same quality and affordable.
Being a business that involves mobility, challenges are bound to arise.
It's kind of hard, you're in town waiting for a client, maybe they're on the other side of town, you have to walk to their space. Sometimes you're in the house and the client is like, okay, are you ready with my order? And you're like, oh, you are maybe the timing has changed, so you have to organize how that order will get to them and on time. So you might be forced to use some other means of transport, like getting a bike all the way to town.
But to keep the business profitable, Hannah has developed margins that factor in production costs.
Conveniently, samosas do not need that much of ingredients. You'll just need your filling. It can either be vegetables or meat, and your flour. Those two are the main ingredients to making a samosa. So that has helped me, extend my margin cost. Another thing I also factor in is the fuel, because that goes also quite in preparation of samosas, one in the filling and one in making the pockets. So with time, I have been cost efficient because I'm a fast learner, so I've been able to master my recipe and do it at the shortest time possible, minimizing my fuel and also in the ingredients. I have mastered a recipe that uses minimal ingredients and still produces good taste and good flavor.
Her growth in the business has purely been driven by putting emphasis on quality.
Basically, Hannah's Kitchen has grown over the past 2 or so years. One, through referrals, that is order. My friends will tell their friends, will tell their friends. I think I have majored in that because I believe once one client is satisfied, they will tell 2 or 3 more.